We got about 30 seconds.
Thank you.
We are backstage right now getting ready for AbilityMKE Now. 15 seconds to go till showtime, so stand by. Just about ready.
We're going forward. Oh, they put it back again? Yeah.
I'm just muting you for the moment here, Michael. Welcome to AbilityMKE Now. My name is Sue Roskoff. AbilityMKE Now is where we are dedicated to inclusion, connection, community, bringing people together and being relevant to everybody. That's what we do here. We're bringing people with disabilities and people that don't have a disability together, enjoying life here in the Milwaukee area. We all have our own experience with disability, whether it's our own, with people we know, or with people we encounter in our everyday lives. We all have different and unique abilities, and that is what we celebrate. Here at AbilityMKE Now, we celebrate the ability in all of us. And joining me today is my co-host, Michael Martin Hummel. He is a writer, speaker, and podcaster dedicated to bridging the gap between disabled and able-bodied communities. Michael, how you doing?
I'm good. Good to see you.
Good to see you. And another week, another day. How is everything in your corner of the world? You're doing well?
I'm alive and I'm good. I'm okay.
Excellent. Well, I'm excited to be introducing our amazing guest tonight. We have Jody Lemieux joining us, and she is with Divine Light Consultants. She creates a calm, restorative space for Reiki energy healing, stress relief, and emotional balance. Through Usui Reiki sessions, intuitive guidance, and grounded presence, Jody helps clients release tension, regulate the nervous system, and restore harmony between mind, body, and spirit. Jody's work is rooted in speaking truth, helping people reconnect with their inner clarity, authentic voice, and natural state of balance. Whether you're new to energy healing or deepening your spiritual journey, sessions are designed to meet you exactly where you are. Clients often report lasting results, including deep relaxation, full body tension release, and sustained calm well beyond the session itself. Jody, I'm so excited to have a chance to have a conversation with you tonight. How are you?
I'm doing great, Sue. Thank you so much for having me.
So glad you're here. So, you want to tell us a bit more about what it is that you do and how you got started?
Great question. So for me, Usui Reiki was an experience that I experienced first for myself a couple of years ago, back in 2021. And I was an individual who suppressed my emotions. At that time, I never really was able to figure out how to express my emotions in a beautiful way where I could move through my emotions. And I was introduced to Usui Reiki as a client first. And I had an experience where I transformed my emotions and was able to move through my emotions, articulate them clearly. And I experienced it first as a client, and then I was trained in Usui Reiki specifically. And now I offer virtual Reiki as well as in-person Reiki.
Oh, interesting. So this is a whole realm that I'm honestly not that familiar with. Can you tell me a little bit more about what makes Reiki so special? Because I hear about it a lot. Can you tell me a bit more about that?
Yeah, so Reiki is this divine guidance that comes through the practitioner, and it goes and flows through the client, whether I'm using my hands on the person gently in person or whether I'm doing it virtually through Zoom. And so it moves through the body, it moves through the different areas of the body that may feeling dis-ease or discomfort, and it creates ease and flow and peace within the body as well as within the mind and the soul.
And that sounds amazing. Soothing is the word that comes to my mind when I hear what you're describing.
Yes.
So, and you mentioned Usui Reiki. What is it that sets that apart from? I'm not sure if this is a thing or not, but is that a little different than? I don't even know how to say this. Generic Reiki? That's not the right word, but you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I completely understand what you're saying. Usui Reiki was a gentleman, his name was Usui. He's the gentleman that brought in this particular Reiki. It's a silent Reiki. And so there are different forms of Reiki, very similar to there are different forms of yoga. It depends on the form. And so my specific training is through Usui Reiki. So it's a silent Reiki.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So, gosh, I so sorry. I've got so many questions going through my head right
That's
now.
okay.
Um, Now, when you work with folks, you said you can do this virtually as well. That part, that actually was a surprise for me. I didn't know that was an option.
Yes.
How does that all work?
So this is a great question, and I get this question often because people are like, "Well, don't you need to be in person?" And I say, "No, because we feel people's energy. For example, if you have thought of somebody in your mind, and then lo and behold, they either call you or text you, and you're like, I was just thinking of you." So
Hmm.
that type of energy where you're sending out an intention, and then the person on the other end is receiving. So there's an intention setting, and I always like to be on Zoom. There are people who do virtual Reiki without being on Zoom. I'd like to be in the presence of the individual through virtually through Zoom. But there are people who do offer Reiki without Zoom. So it is an option. It's set with intention.
Excellent. And how do you know how many different types of Reiki there are? Because this is something new for me too. I didn't realize there was different varieties.
Unfortunately, no. I am unfamiliar with how many different types of Reikis there are, but there are many kinds. So I want to say there's something like, let's just put a number 30 out there, 30 different types of Reiki. So there's
Excellent.
multiple different options. Yes.
So and again, I'm learning a lot here because I'm not familiar. If somebody is brand new, how do you introduce this to them?
So, what I like to do to introduce people to this is it's very similar to a form of meditation. And so I guide people at the very beginning of the Reiki session in a deep meditative state, slow breathing, present moment awareness. And I like to have people have their eyes closed, very similar to taking a rest. And so that's what the way I usually describe it. And they'll feel the energy in their body very similar to when you have the goosebumps or you're in the sunlight and you can feel those bumps on your skin. People sometimes do express feeling those types of sensations during the Reiki session or a sense of movement within their body. So they will feel it.
Awesome. Well, and before I forget, I do want to
Yes,
ask, what is your website? Because I'm sure there's more information available out there. So do you have a website?
I do. So my website is divinelightconsultants.com.
Excellent. So divinelightconsultants.com. So with now I know part of what when we talked about your intro here, it says your work is rooted in speaking truth. Can you tell me more about that part?
Oh, absolutely. So I have an education background. I was a reading specialist for 22 years for elementary age children. And what I was loving about teaching children how to read was raising their excitement for reading. And as an adult, I now have the ability to share with adults how to raise their enthusiasm. And the word enthusiasm means entheos, which means with God. So it's our inner light. And so speaking truth comes from your soul's essence rather than the programming from your human programmed language. The way people speak shows the way they believe. And so coming from the belief systems, if people want to change the way they move in life, it starts with changing their beliefs and their language will follow as well.
Wow, excellent. I love this. Oh, you said you've been doing this since 2021?
Yes, since
So is
2021.
is there a kind of a stereotypical kind of person that you work with, or is there really this? I'm picturing this works for anyone that you meet. I mean, what we talk here about things that work for everybody, and I'm imagining with what you do that truly does have possibility for everyone.
Yes. And so I've had clients as young as 13 years old, all the way up through their late 70s. So male, female, um, age, it really doesn't matter. It's more the open-mindedness. Is the person looking to receive peace and harmony within their soul and their body? And are they open to energy healing? It's a different type of modality, and I've noticed there's a rise in the awareness around Reiki and energy healing. I've seen it in hospitals. I've seen it in long-term care facilities. I've seen it other places where people are experiencing dis-ease and are looking for ease within their body, mind, and soul.
Awesome. So, and is this something where you it's not like a one and done kind of thing. This is something where if you begin this journey, I'm anticipating that this would be more of a journey. Is that accurate?
Yes, it is very accurate. As you said, it's a journey. And I love the language you're using, journey, because we as humans, souls having this human experience, recognize our own journeys. And a journey can take you on a longer path in life or a shorter path in life. So it all depends on what the person is looking to receive for ease in their life. It could be one session, it could be a few sessions, it could be a couple of months. It all depends on the individual and what outcome they're looking to receive.
Awesome. And truly it's because when I'm looking at so Reiki energy healing, stress relief, emotional balance, I mean I'm picturing myself, I'm picturing everybody I know. We all are looking for how do we keep things in balance, because I mean I'm even thinking about my day to day, and you got me coming, you got to experience the stress in my little corner here as I got here and I was rushing, and we all have those moments, we all have that happening, life is a lot, we try to plan, but life is a lot unpredictable, so having ways to deal with that and having more tools for what we can do to make life better, it always helps. And so, okay, I'll use myself as an example here. Do people tend to come to you when they're like, there's so much happening? Do they come kind of in
Yes.
a crazy type of a state like that, or what is typical for folks that are coming to you?
Yes. So I've had clients come to me very similar to what you're describing. And I've had other clients come to me saying, I'm feeling a disease within my body. For example, I like to say our body is always telling us the truth. So if you're experiencing upper back pain, you've been carrying a burden. If you've been experiencing lower back pain, it's all about support in your life. If you're experiencing disease in your legs, it's about moving forward in your life. So there are different ways our body is talking to us, and being able to slow down enough to really feel the feelings through your body and where they're showing up in your body and becoming aware. And the speaking truth part is also being able to share with your own self, to feel your language coming through, to feel. This is what it is. A lot of us, most of us, ignore our feelings and just keep plowing through life. And so once we're able to slow down and feel our feelings and being like, oh, this is what this feeling and emotion is showing me. Thank you for showing me love. Thank you for showing me peace. And I always talk about gratitude and appreciation. Appreciation grows, and so you want to appreciate the things in life. And you also want to appreciate the dis-ease in life, because it's showing you like, it shows you love, it shows you peace, it shows you joy. And that's part of my tagline on my social medias. You'll see some of those taglines, that winning feeling every day. winning feeling every day. Because this is what I would love for people to walk away with is, yes, life is challenging, but there's always beauty within the challenges. So finding the beauty in the challenges is what's going to bring that winning feeling for you to leave and move through life with joy and ease.
And that's beautiful. 'Cause when I think back and my journey as well, some of those moments that were the most upsetting or the most dramatic, some of those moments were the ones that as much as I'm thinking of truly the journey of how we got here, that we're actually even doing this show. That day where there was an injustice taking place, there was something that bothered us that was not okay. And if at the time we're like, this is horrible, but if it wasn't for that happening, there's so many that ripple effect. There's so many things that would not have happened on my journey that have. And it truly, in hindsight, was a blessing. At the moment, didn't feel like one. But
And
that's go ahead.
so that's exactly what it is. We as humans will say, in hindsight, I can now see.
Hmm?
However, there's the ability to see it in the moment. And it's through the breath and the presence and being fully aware and allowing yourself to feel the feelings, feel the frustration, feel the anger, feel the hurt, and allow yourself to move through that and see beyond it, because what's beyond it is always rooted in love, always rooted in love. And within love is peace, joy, happiness, enthusiasm. A zest for life is always around us. It's, are we aware of it and putting our attention on it?
Oh, wow. And actually, Michael, go ahead. Oh, and actually, can't hear you yet.
I just had one question. I'm not really familiar with Reiki, but I was curious as to when you're working with clients, how do you typically change their energy?
How do I change their energy?
Yeah.
So it's rather than me changing the energy, I'm a vessel. I'm a vessel for divine source coming through me, and it's all the source of divine oneness. Some people call it God, some people call it universe, some people call it energy. Whatever it is that's meant for you, for the patient's or for the client's healing, it's meant for them and only for them. I'm a vessel that energy comes through. So rather than me changing energy, it's God's source that's changing energy,
Okay, thank you.
shifting the energy. You're welcome. Great question.
So, well, and with that energy going through that, as somebody in your position, then where you're guiding this, how does this affect you? Do you become more energized through this? Is this taxing for you to do? How is it on your end when you get to be in that awesome position?
That is a great question, and it's asked often. And what it is for me, I experience energized energy. So at first, when I was first training, I noticed fatigue. And so I began to ground myself and do things as a practitioner to really emphasize and be energized by it, because I too am receiving healing as well as the client receiving healing as well. So it's happening simultaneously. And so, yes, I am energized afterwards.
And I'm thinking, wow, what a great place to be in. You get to help others. You are energized in the process. That is just like it's music to my ears to hear that is such a positive experience for everyone. Oh,
Yes.
I love that. And I love stories. I love success stories. Do you have anyone, or I mean, no names or anything like that, obviously, but do you have any stories you can share of folks that you've helped in whatever fashion that is for because I'm picturing again the different ways you're able to help people. Do you have some stories you can share?
Absolutely. So a client of mine, she came with some left sciatic nerve. And as I was sharing with you, the left side of our body and our right side of the body are different elements For example, the left side of our body is receiving, the feminine side. The right side is our masculine side. It's the doing part of our life. So all of us, both male and female, have feminine and masculine energy. And she came to me with left side sciatic nerve tension. And so through the session, we were able to move through this tension that she was experiencing. And then towards the end of the session, we were talking, and she's like, oh, I now understand. She was having some difficulty with a female friendship. And so our left sciatic nerve is around female energy, feminine energy relationships. And she was able to move through some of those emotions and heal the relationship with her friend. All separate from her friend, but through the healing session and through her conversation and the speaking truth, we were moving through her emotions and we're able to heal that for her.
That is amazing to me. I love to hear this. And so my first thought is, how much time does that take? I'm assuming you can't do that in just a short amount of time. That sounds like a process.
Yeah, so the Reiki sessions are an hour-long session. And sometimes I usually have a buffer of 15 minutes on either side. So it's a 90-minute session.
Gotcha. Oh, and wow. I'm loving all the pieces that I'm hearing. That's where it's like, this just sounds perfect to be able to improve yourself that way and that much, because I think everybody, we all have baggage, right? We all have emotional things. We have stuff that comes with us because we're living, right? We have, like you were saying, with living this basically this earthly life that we have. It's not perfect. There's nothing about it that's perfect. There's going to be good, there's going to be not so good, and we have to deal with that. And we're not necessarily equipped to deal with all the things that come our way. To have someone like you in our corner that can help us through those times is such a godsend, really.
And I'll share with you as myself, at the very beginning of our conversation, I was sharing with you, for me, I was first a client. A friend of mine is a Reiki practitioner. And I came to her saying, I've got all these emotions. I'm unable to process them. How do I articulate them? I was suppressing anger. And so I was really frustrated and tense in my body. And she was able to offer Reiki services for me. And I've been able to move through these emotions, identify them, name them, call them out, thank them, be in gratitude for them, and then being able to shift my own emotions and be in a state of ease in my own personal life. So I've changed my life completely in the last 5 years. It's been incredible.
And when I think of, frustration and anger, those we all have those emotions, and to be able to take take that different look at it, and because I heard you say to have gratitude for those emotions, I'm thinking, never occurred to me to be grateful for those emotions. So can you talk about that a little bit more and how that is involved in the process? Because that one, you got me. That I'm thinking here. New thoughts. I love that.
Yes. So you talked about the positive and the negative, those types of emotions. We're all experiencing positive and negative. And I'm so grateful you use this language rather than good and bad, because everything to me is good. It's just the way we're looking at it. It's the positive and negative side, the glass half empty, the glass half full.
Mhm.
And so when you identify an emotion coming forward, for example, anger, you pause for a moment, you allow the anger to come through, feel it where you feel it. Maybe you're feeling it in your tummy. Maybe you're feeling it in your heart. Maybe your hands are tight. Wherever you're feeling it, feel those feelings. Feel it in your body. Then pause for a moment. Allow it to settle with your breath. Take a breath in and a breath out. It's really the exhale where you feel the release. So in the exhale is when your intuition kicks in through your third eye, and you feel the feelings of your soul's guidance showing you that gratitude for the anger, what's showing up, It's the opposite. So positive and negative. What's the opposite of anger? Forgiveness. What's the opposite of anger? Love. Whatever you're experiencing, I the client needs to come up with the language on their own because it's whatever they're experiencing, whether they're experiencing something they need forgiveness or love or appreciation, whatever is the opposite for the client specifically, it's for them. So they're going to use the language such as, thank you, anger, for showing me love, for showing me my love. And those of you who are listening, I have my hand over my heart, and it's really important to feel your heart radiating out as you're feeling this love within the anger, because the anger is showing you a deeper, deeper love than you've ever felt before. And you will feel a wash of energy through your body, a tingling sensation. I've had people tear up and cry. I've cried before moving through these emotions because it's so beautiful to feel this deeper sense of love through a letting go of anger. Anger is going to come back because we're human. We all experience frustration and anger. It's in the moment where you can shift it and do it instantly. It's an instant.
Awesome. And also what I'm hearing then is with what you do, people are learning new and different and better ways to process those emotions, to be able to look at them and use the emotion for its purpose. Why is this here? Why am I experiencing this right now? I love that there's you take a different look at it. But actually, just earlier today, I have this cartoon meme, whatever you want to call, at work that I've use the example multiple times. Like if you're standing on the beach and somebody drew a number 6 on the beach in the sand, I'm standing on this side of that number 6 and I see a number 6, but somebody that came and walked up on the other side said it's a number 9. It all depends on where you're standing that you see things differently. And when you can take somebody and just grab them by the hand, bring them around to the other side. Oh, okay, I'm seeing this differently now. And it just changes your perspective totally. We were both looking at the same thing. It's not better or worse. It's a different look, and it makes all the difference.
It really does. And I'll share really briefly about perspective changing is rather than saying, I am angry, no, you're feeling anger. It's not who you are. I am not angry. I feel anger. So when you take off the personalization of it, you can then put it outside of yourself because it is outside of you. You're the one experiencing it. It's not who you are, it's what you're experiencing. So I'm feeling angry right now, or I'm experiencing anger rather than saying I'm angry. No. Take that away from your own personalized who you are. And because we're the one witnessing, we're experiencing rather than being. Because who we are is divine oneness, experiencing and seeing life rather than being these emotions. We're experiencing emotions.
Wow, I love that. And I know I've in just a few seconds here. I'm wondering, can you share any take home message, any last thoughts you want to make sure that we hear?
So I would love for everyone to feel their own emotions and experience life through love. And in order to do this, um, just be present in your own life through your breath and love everything that comes up for you because it's a gift. So appreciate what comes up for you. And as Sue was talking, change your perspective as to how you're viewing it and see it for what it is. It's a gift. So appreciate it.
Wow, I love this. Jody Lemieux, thank you so much for joining us today. Again, her website is divinelightconsultants.com. And this has been wonderful. I appreciate this conversation so much. And for all of us here with Ability MKE Now and River West Radio, as always, we thank you.